What's up, guys? It's your boy Tim back again with another video. This is the second time I felt. Maybe I'll put this lower, or should I put this back up? Looks better like that. This is the second time I filmed this video because these people in this office complex are weirdos. Hold on, yeah. Okay. It's all in the pinky. This guy came up to me, was like asking me questions like I was recording this video, and then he like came over and knocked on my window. And I'm like, yo, you're lucky I don't kill you. Don't knock on my window. If you don't know me, don't even talk to me unless you like this video. Besides the point. So I've been thinking about it, guys. I've been thinking about like what my goals are for the brand. You know, people have been asking me, you know, it's 10 years in. What now? What's next? What are your goals for the brand? And back in the day, my goals for the brand were always like synonymous. It was like my personal goals and the goals for the brand were like synonymous. Like I didn't have any personal goals, and if I did, they like pretty much all lended themselves to the brand. So it'd be like, oh, my personal goal is like get a house and put my office in there, and then I did that. And then it's like, oh, my personal goal is get screen printing equipment so I could print my own shirts, and then I did that. But it's like, those aren't like real personal goals. That's not like personal development. You know, I like didn't really skateboard these past 2 years, and you know, I found myself thinking more about my personal goals than I was thinking about my brand goals. So when people started asking me about my brand goals, I was thinking like, damn, what do I even say? And honestly, over these past couple of years, I realized like, let me preface this by saying like early in the brand's life, I did not use any Detroit insignia. Like I was still at all the events, all these hip hop events, all these metal shows and all this stuff in the city. I was in the city every single week, all the time. But basically it was like, yeah, like we didn't get no love really. And then outside of Michigan, our biggest selling place was like Tokyo, Japan. So we didn't even really get much local love. The past 2 years, when I've been trying to flex my local, I've been trying to more so challenge myself with regards to designing things that are Detroit or Michigan and Epyon Royal, and like things I like influenced all together. So like the katakana design, that one where it's like, it says Detroit in Japanese and it says Detroit in English underneath it, stuff like that. That has always been like something I wanted to release, and I wasn't sure about it. Then when I released it, it ended up being real popular. So like really the brand's focus, the color selection, everything is way more dialed. We have way more concise customer base, a way more narrow target audience that we can hit. Market penetration is at an all-time high. And really for the brand, the next 10 years, like I just want the brand to be like a staple in the city, much like a pizzeria that's been there for 100 years, or a statue that's been there for 150 years, or whatever, you know, like I want it to be one of those things where like there's that Epyon Royal store and it's a store, you know, like it's not necessarily a skateboarding store or a bike store or a clothing store, or I'm not trying to compete. It would be like a bodega, you know, like a classic bodega, but with cool stuff. So it wouldn't just be the brand, it would be like other brand products and other unique items and host events and galleries and concerts and pop-up shops for other smaller brands and give them an opportunity. Really, that's what I see Epyon Royal becoming in the next 10 years. If you would have asked me that in like 2016, I was still like, oh, I want Epyon Royal to be an international brand. And then I'm thinking about it, it's like the older I get, like, and the more love the city has shown me, like the more I just kind of want to like do stuff in the city and for the city and with the city, rather than like, I don't know, chase some lofty goal of like, oh, we gotta have international success. Because like I had that when I was younger, you know, like, and we still sell stuff all over the country and like all over the like really all over the world. I still send packages international all the time. It's just like the content, so to speak, is not necessarily like international content, if that makes sense. Shoot, so that's really it. I want the brand to have like a store, like a physical store where the name of the brand is like in concrete or whatever, like those old stores, how it's just like baked into the side of the building. Like I want it to be like a cool thing in the city, like downtown, like where all the action is, and I want it to be there forever. I want to be like old and dying and like be celebrated there. And I'm not even talking about a big store. I'm talking about like a small ass store, like 1,000 square feet store, where it's like more so of a thing that generates money, but it's like a thing that generates culture, is a platform, is like a meeting place, is a place to sell stuff. But really, it's just like a small portion of like ultimately what my income is. That's really what I see for the brand. As for myself, shit, the world may never know. I don't be talking about personal stuff, you know what I mean? Anyways, I gotta get back inside, even though it is kind of raining out here. I have some other things to do. Today is podcast day, so before I head over to the podcast studio, I have things I have to do in the office, and boss is waiting on me. So, Rockstar, cut the check. Cut the check, for real. It's your boy BZ. If you like this video, hit me with a subscribe, a like, or a comment. One of the three is fine. I don't care. You don't got to do all three. Let's go.